afternoon, Christian.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Hey, Christian.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Well,
so let me.
no, I changed just because the family is having dinner now, but it's all right. So, how are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Uh-huh.
So, what we're going to do?
Go ahead.
We're gonna invite a few more people, Christian,
Yes.
to see if anybody else can get online, and then maybe give it a few minutes, and maybe people just may join, just to for a little conversation about life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying. We'll make you a bigger celebrity chef.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, so how are you feeling now, anyway?
I'm well, thank you. I feel much better than last week.
Yeah.
But I'm working only 50% now because I cannot more. The medication is really is heavy, and so I'm fast tired. It's not me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important people people can hear some of the comments, if they choose to have a communication.
Yes.
On what's going on. I think I just saw my group there. They have other Zoom meetings, so I don't know who can join, but I think it was a good opportunity.
Yes, of course, it's a good opportunity.
I think we need to deal with some of the challenges, what's going on. You're at home in Switzerland. What time is it there now? 9 o'clock?
Now it's 8:15.
Oh, 8:15. Okay.
Yes.
8:15. Okay. 8:15. It's yeah, it's 3:15 here in Saint Lucia. We're a little rainy day today, but
It's a rainy day. No, we had nice weather. Not so. It was cold, but yes, but we had nice weather today. Sunshine.
Wow, it's the best of both worlds, especially in this moment of COVID, huh?
Yes.
It's we find ourselves having to deal with more than just weather. We're dealing with challenges, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which is critically important. But I think I don't know, people. The idea that I had in mind was really about trying to more people joining. Was an idea to try to for you to in your own words kind of explain the situation.
Yes, I will do.
And I think also just give a little bit of background who you are as a chef, what you accomplish, and persons can yeah. Okay.
Yes. I try to do my best. So
yeah,
it's a long time that I didn't speak English, so I have to just sometimes searching the words.
Yes.
But I have the translator next to me if I have to translate something.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
It's okay.
Hello, John. How you doing? John is my Hey, John. I don't know if he's here, man. John is with my vice president of the association.
Yes.
So I think it's just good for him to.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to attend this meeting now, Orlando, but I'm at the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association function, so I'll be switching back.
That.
Okay, great. Okay, mate. Okay, well, everyone zoom, right? Everyone's in a zoom. But thanks, John, for at least making your ears available. Yes, that's all we need. Just your ears available. Well, give us a couple more minutes, and then once you get at least 6 persons on, then
we can start.
We can start, man.
Yeah.
You saying? Yeah. But I think it's important. So, Christian.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Renee. So while you have you there, tell me. I mean, obviously, the host doesn't know about you, and John is not familiar with you so much. So I think unless you want to wait a few more minutes, I mean, it's now 3:20. You want to wait a few more minutes just in case anybody else comes on.
Yeah, I think we should wait at least 3 more minutes.
Okay.
Yes, no waiting is no problem.
Yes.
It's dark outside.
Yeah.
It's dark outside, so.
I hope we're not keeping you up past your bedtime.
Oh no. The bedtime is a little bit later.
Okay.
So I do not working during the night, at least now. So I go a little bit later to bed.
Right.
I tell you. Next time I come back, I want to have your life. You know, it'd be good to be a chef without working so late. Eh?
No, I like to working early in the morning. Usually I start at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh, that's not 1 o'clock in the morning. That's nighttime.
At night time, yes. But it's a habit for me, so I like it.
So how long you been a chef?
More than 15 years.
Yes. You make me feel old, but I'm been around longer.
Yeah, but I worked, before I came to Saint Lucia, I worked 20 years for my parents.
Okay.
And in 2017, I was in Saint Lucia. And now I'm back since 2 years. So, yeah, I'm working with responsibilities since 20 years.
Okay. So, I mean, your parents' business, though, is successful?
Yes, we are lucky. My parents had the business 47 years.
Yeah.
Okay. They had the business 47 years, and now it's my brother and me. We start a new challenge for us.
Okay.
But my parents started in 1973 with 1 person in the shop and 3 co-workers in the bakery. That means 4 and my parents 6 person, and now we're 27.
Wow, that's a lot of people, huh?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
27, and I hope next year, end of next year, we are 30. I will grow up a little.
But in terms of the demand, is there enough demand for you?
Yes, because we will open a 3rd shop, maybe a 2nd biscuitery, a cookie shop, the first that I had. I have the big shop, the main shop is the bakery. And I have a 2nd one, a small one. It's only a cookie shop, cookie and chocolate. And the project will be that we open 3 or 4 cookie shops around Neuchâtel, maybe in the town next. So that means if everything goes well, maybe in 5 years, we are 40, 45 co-workers in the team.
Yeah. Wow. That is a big place.
Yeah. And my brother, he has 40 in his security society. So that means we have near to 65 person who works for my brother and me.
Yeah. Wow. So I'm sending a look a note to a friend of mine in New York. So he shares his experience.
Okay. So
let's go. Yeah. I think we start from there. Let's go before people keep coming and going. They're not showing what's going on.
Yeah.
So anyway, good afternoon, folks. Thanks for joining us on this chef talk. As you all know, I'm Orlando. The idea of this conversation really is to share some of the challenges of COVID Some of you we're familiar with Christian. Christian
Hello?
used to be a chef here in Saint Lucia. Is now resigned back in Switzerland. And I felt it was important for some of us to understand what are the effects of COVID and how it can affect us, especially in our industry, and what he's gone through. It's unfortunate for Christian, he got affected by COVID, and of course you can see he's well again. But I think it's good for us in our industry to understand how he got it, and what, you know, the precaution he took. But yet, in his 5-star bakery, he was still somehow managed to get it, you know, and what he's gone through. So really and truly, just for us to let us welcome Christian back to Saint Lucia, and we can hear his story and ask some questions which may be helping us down the line to deal with the situation here. And let me stop talking. Christian, thanks for joining us. Just give a little bit of background who you are, and then people we can sort of go from there and tell us your experience.
Yes. Okay. Hello, everybody. So now I'm Christian. I was chef in Saint Lucia during 1 year at Harbor Club, at the bakery manager, and we opened the bakery, the shop next to the bakery. And after 1 year, my brother called me if I'm going back to Switzerland to continue with the family business. So I have a family bakery in Switzerland, in Neuchâtel, in the French part of Switzerland. And yes, it's now a new challenge for me to be back. And with the COVID, we have some other challenge now. Maybe like you have in Saint Lucia, we have the big problem too in Europe.
So, Christian, you know, as a chef now, I mean, tell us about your surface and where you're working. I mean, in terms of I know that in your bakery, you are, I can see a 5-star bakery. Tell us a little bit more about your bakery and what precaution you put in place and what protocol you put in place to cover that and what is required.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, I have my bakery. Yes, we're trying to do the high-level bread. We are 27 co-workers in my team, 10 person in the shop, and the rest of the team is in the production. And I have a second shop, is a cookie shop, with it's a second challenge for us. But the main business is really the bakery, pastry, and all the dinner and lunch business for us. That's the main business of what we have now.
Okay. And how has COVID affected your business?
Look, the COVID has affected the business during the first time in the spring. We had a general lockdown, and the only food shops could be open, and it was 75% income less during the first part. So we had some help from the government. They gave us credits that you have to give back, and yes, we were lucky with my brother. We didn't use this credit because we had an old business. It's a long-time business that you had a little bit of reserve to manage all the situation. And after the first lockdown during the summer, we did a really big business because the people couldn't.
Sorry, folks. Can people mute your phone, please? Hello, folks. Can anybody mute the? Okay.
So during the summer, the people couldn't travel, so we did a really big business. We had maybe 20% more during the summer months to compare to the year before. It was really strange and really hard. And all this time we worked with COVID concept protection. Mm-hmm. And we had all the team had a mask on the face. In the shop, in the main shop, usually in the main shop, I have 5 persons to serve the clients and 1 to fill up the products. And now we are limited on 3 client maximum and 3 workers. 3 persons they are selling. So that means we had to find some solution. During the summer and Saturdays, I had a second selling point outside the bakery with fast usual product like croissant, some bread for clients. They would like just to buy something fast. And after October, the situation was again bad. We had a lot of COVID infection during the vacation in October. We had the school vacation, and after the vacation we had really the double, was maybe 3 times infection what we had before during the summer.
Wow. Okay.
And
wow.
so they started to make a small lockdown from this time. And for me, the problem was with the lockdown, so I lost a part of my business. All restaurants in Neuchâtel, and I have a lot of restaurants that are clients for the bread in my bakery, all restaurants are closed from the 1st of November to the 25th, because the contamination of COVID is always when people are together. So they closed all the restaurants in Neuchâtel, and not only in Neuchâtel, in many cities in Switzerland, no restaurants, no barber, and we had the same situation. Only usual, vital, maybe most important shops can be open. And yes, I had the COVID. During I saw the infection on the 25th of October. And from that time, I didn't go working because I had to protect my staff. I stay at home with protection. And after 10 days quarantine, I wanted to go back. And so I couldn't, because the medical result was really not good. And it's personal now. I had to go to the doctor. I had a really strong lung infection. I had to take cortisone during 6 days. And it was not just a small part. I had 100 milligrams of cortisone every day and antibiotics. And after that was not really good. So I had to go to the scanner, check the lung. And the result for me was that I had 10% of my lung is destroyed about COVID, after the COVID. And it's not just in one part, it's on the left and the right side, from the top to the bottom of the lung. So now, the result after that, I had to go to the specialist. I was last Monday. And I have, for the next 3 months, I have medication every day, special medication for that. But I'm not sure if I can, because one of my favorite things is scuba diving. But now I'm not sure if I can scuba diving again. So that's the personal part. And what we did to protect all the staff, there's only 1 person at the breakfast. They cannot go what we did before. All the team have the breakfast together, have discussion. I'm lucky because we are working on 3 floors. So the one part, I have enough table. So it's only always 1 person for 1 table, and they have to work always with a safety distance between each. And this is a big organization. Yes, it's not easy for us, and we are working with face mask every day from the beginning to the end. And there's also, we have disinfections products. When you are going inside the bakery, we have to disinfect the hands. And it's the same for the clients. So for us, one of the problem is also that all these special things that what I had to do more for COVID, that cost me now, if I translate in maybe 50,000 US dollar, just because we had to do plexiglass protection, we had to have a security in front of the bakery and everything like that.
What were the symptoms, or what was your first symptoms of the COVID? What did you start to feel? Because while I think it's important for us to hear, what was your first thing that you kind of felt that you were not feeling well?
I had a cough, just a little cough, and they say, "Oh, careful, stay at home, wait." And after 2 days, it was really strong. I lost a part of my smell. I couldn't smell anything. So I asked to make the COVID test. And 24 hours after I had the result, it's positive. And the cough was always stronger, like it was really stronger. So now and after this part, I had medication, but not so strong. And at the end, it was a pneumonia. I have a pneumonia post-COVID.
But you know, at the end of the day, I mean, you know, how do you think you may have contracted? I mean, where do you think you may have got it? Yeah.
I really don't know where.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
That's my problem. I was always checking the safety of my stuff. I was take the mask on, do not take care. And I don't know where. Maybe I touched something with because my girlfriend had the COVID too, but she had it 2 days later.
Wow.
And she's working in the medication as a but I don't know where I got it. This is the strange part of the COVID. Sometimes you know where you got a sickness, but COVID, I don't know if it was outside, if I touched something, I really don't know. That's strange.
I mean, again, you see, I mean, do you think obviously where you are in the cold makes a difference compared to the heat, like you're in the Caribbean? I mean, while it's rampant, but you know, do you think there's a difference? Is a difference in that situation?
Yes, I think so, because when it's cold, we stay inside. During the summer, everybody is outside, so we have not the problem that we have the contamination inside. During the winter, when it's cold outside, we are in the apartment. People are closer to each other, and so the problem will be during the winter we have much more risk to be contaminated by COVID. So for me, when it's warm or hot, like in Saint Lucia, people are living outside. They can have the safety distance between each. What we don't have when we are inside. That's a big problem during the winter. We are inside. We are in the apartments. We are not on the outside, sitting out on the beach or like that.
But you see, my thing is that so once you lost the taste, you know, as a chef, you know, we talk about losing taste. You know, is it to define losing taste? Is it because you can't taste the chicken or the sauce? I mean, what is it? So I cannot imagine not losing taste. Huh? I can't imagine.
But it's difficult to accept, and I had to ask but my taste is not really back now. So when I'm cooking for the shop, I had always to ask a person of my staff to taste and to tell me what's good or not good, because I have no good taste now, and it's some people cannot imagine what that means. You don't I don't smell. You can have a fresh bread in front of me. I have really to take it close to smell something. What's just difficult when we are working with food, and so I have every day to ask my staff, please taste, tell me what's happened. It's too salty, it's too sweet, maybe, but I cannot taste by myself now. That's yeah. I hope it's coming back.
I have a question there from Adele. You know Adele from Spicy India. Maybe he wants to, he's got his hand up there. Mm-hmm. Okay, Adele, you want to ask the question?
Yes.
Hi, Christian.
Hello.
Hi. Good to you are feeling better, and I can imagine how tough it will be as a chef not to be able to taste and smell. Mm-hmm. And very demotivating to ask one of your staff to smell or taste for you. I mean, most of our profession, what we do as chefs, is taste and smell.
Yeah.
So yeah, more of a reason to preach to everybody to be careful not to contract COVID. And like you say, you didn't know how you contracted COVID. I think that's the scary part.
Yes.
None of us will ever know how we're going to contract COVID. I mean, we can always speculate, but we will not really know. Today, for example, I had 2 health inspectors came in the restaurant to do the health inspection, and I'm glad they came unannounced, you know. And I had a long chat with them, and they were telling me about like how putting the distance apart in a restaurant. I said, well, there are things which are adapted to certain businesses. I mean, maybe for a coffee shop where people come to buy a coffee, but not in a sit-down restaurant. I mean, it's always good for us to teach others, and personal experience like yours is one of probably the best one to tell people. I mean, by the way, I enjoyed pastry and tea. That used to be my go-to place at your place at 7th Heaven Bakery. Amazing, good job. One of the best things happened in Saint Lucia, to go out. Of course, with COVID, that has stopped as well. Yeah. And I feel bad for you about losing the business, but I don't know, you must feel good too, in the sense that we all are in the same place. Look at the restaurant right now.
Wow.
This is a restaurant which has been there for 10 years, good feedback from people, good feedback from around the world, but it is what it is right now thanks to COVID. Look at me, I'm just sitting there waiting for takeaway orders on a chair. Yes. I mean, I was talking to health departments and I was saying, why in God's name they've shut down the restaurant? There is no proof that restaurants are the reason why COVID can be spread.
That's true.
But they just said, oh, that's a mandate. All over the world, people are doing it, we're doing it. I mean, I understand in America, Switzerland, it's different than in the Caribbean. Right now, we're reduced to doing less number of dining in already.
Yeah.
So why make it suffer as well? But anyway, that's for different forum. But I'm glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
You need to take care of yourself and tell others that COVID is not just a hoax or a drama. It's like it's really.
I bet you there.
I was going to use the bad word, but I'm going to be careful with all the people around.
Yeah.
It really messes up with you. It really messes up with your system, and not just your body and your health, but your business as well. So yeah. I wish you luck, and keep telling others about it.
Yeah, I appreciate your support there, Adele. I think that the interesting part of this conversation is to obviously hear is challenges, because at the end of the day, while it may business-wise, but from a health point of view, I don't think a lot of us as chefs or in our industry understand the process and what it takes on your body. I mean, I'm sure Christian can actually attest to that. What it is, how did you feel in the morning? I mean, what do you feel in the morning? I mean, how long have you been down? I mean, how long did it take to recover?
Yeah, I was 3 weeks at home. I couldn't go out. I had sometimes fever that over than 40 degrees. And now I'm working in the morning. Just an example. Early in the morning when I'm starting working, I can go up the stairs 1, 2, 3 floors, no problem. After 3-4 hours working, I had to make a break between each part.
Wow.
Wow.
That's tough.
Wow.
And yeah, Orlando knows me. I was I go running. I do a lot of sports, but it's nothing now.
But sorry, could anybody on the line please mute your line? So so Christian, at this point now, you're recovering.
Yeah.
What is the doctor? How long the doctor give you to be fully recovered?
The doctor gives me now is like 1 month, 50%, and he hope maybe before 5 months I will be right again.
Yeah.
But they think maybe half a year.
Wow.
But let me ask you something, Christian.
Yep.
What have you learned from this experience as a chef profession and COVID? What have you learned? Like, tell me.
What
I will share you my experience.
What I learned, so
I definitely share my experience.
It's an important part to have a good team around you.
Okay.
And the team must be in confidence with you. So when I was out, I couldn't manage a part with the phone. But I think the most important part as a chef and as the owner of a business is really to have a team around you. They do it, they thinking like you, and they are proud to work for you with the same, they have the identity of the business that they're working for. So that's helped us a lot. I have a staff, they're working many years for us. So they continue to work the same as if I was here or not here.
Well, that's very good. That's very good. But do you rethink of your profession? Do you doubt your profession now?
Yes, but now I cannot.
There you go. I've been talking to a lot of chefs, and I think a lot of chefs are saying the same thing. It's so vulnerable, this job, this profession of ours. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's especially when you're not working for somebody, when you're working for yourself. It just slides you down. The graph doesn't go like this. It goes from here, whoop, all of a sudden. And that's what makes it scary in our business. And I mean, if you read around the world, I mean, some of the top chefs and the restaurant owners have just crumbled.
Yeah.
I mean, they've just gone from up there on the peak to zero right now. Orlando?
So this may be the difference, because from a bakery to a restaurant.
Yeah.
I imagine it's a difference. If like the business that what I'm doing with a bakery, or really in a restaurant where the chef is the main person in the style.
Right. But we are so stubborn, right?
Yeah.
We'll continue to do the same crap again and again in our lives. And I hope the industry comes back to life, for all of our sakes. We work very hard, and but it's tough, and it's sad to see what's happening in our industry with this COVID. And you said the government helped you. How did they help you?
They give us credit without tax.
Okay.
And we have 5 or 10 years to give the money back.
So you have to give the money back?
Yes, we have to give the money back, but we have no interest.
That's good. That's very good. That's very good.
I got 100,000 Swiss francs, and I will give back 100,000.
Very good. That's very good. And over a period of time.
And what was good for that, we asked for the money. 24 hours later, we had the money on the account.
Wow.
On the back.
Wow.
No paper, no bureaucracy. We are just, the bank asked the money, and you had it 24 hours later. We had the money, so we can pay and do the business.
Impressive. That's very good. And that's where we lack in the Caribbean.
Yeah. And
that's where we really lack in the Caribbean.
And we had this money, and now we did good business during the summer, so we give a part back.
Of course. Yeah. And I think it's going to pick up again, eventually. So, yeah. Orlando, your microphone is mute.
Yes. I mean, that's excellent. I mean, I'm glad you asked that question. Adele, because clearly a lot of us don't realize, while I add Christian there, it's more about how do we survive, you know? And I mean, while he survived COVID now, he's got to survive economically. You know what I'm saying?
I know, I agree.
And that's a challenge. I see a young chef there, Edwards there. I don't know if you want to add anything to the conversation, ask any questions. Mr. Edwards, if you want, or Ingrid, want to ask any questions? While you've got the man from Switzerland all the way from Switzerland.
Yeah.
If you want to share any opinions and ask any questions to him, you know what I'm saying? I mean, while he's got in there.
Hi, afternoon.
Afternoon, how you doing?
Christian. Quite good. Thanks for adding me to that meeting. It was quite impromptu, but I appreciate it. I'm actually logged into another Zoom meeting as we speak, but I put it on record, so I guess I can't participate in that one. So I might as well take advantage of this one. For Christian, and probably for you guys in Rodney Bay as well. I mean, I am from Babono, but I work in the north of the island. I haven't seen a presence of personal chefing so much as to penetrate the market to cause, you know, significant loss in the whatever profits that you guys making up there. But over in Switzerland, I would expect that the personal chefing business is a bit more robust. And I'm curious about how they're dealing with the COVID situation. I have ideas to take my Rent-A-Chef brand a little bit further right now, but I'm worried about delivery and the confidence when it comes to COVID-19 and having swabs and having to update my COVID-19 standing, as in I don't have the virus and customers actually relying on me to provide a service. So I know I said a lot, but in a nutshell, I'd like to know, how is the personal chefing business, if it exists, where you are right now?
Yeah, it exists a little bit, but for a part of the chefs, is the same problem that we have in Saint Lucia. People will not move, and it's not a simple situation for us too.
So you physically have to station yourself in your home, not conduct any visits if it's not online. Because I must say right now in Saint Lucia, people still move a bit too much. I live on the street, on one of the main roads in Babono, and people right now, they're on the street without masks. So it's probably a different situation where you are, but it's still a bit nonchalant in the community where I live.
Yes, can I say something? So
Yeah,
this
go on, this is Faye.
Yes,
Go
hi.
on.
Hi everybody. So in regard to what this what's your name?
Edward.
Yes, Edward.
Edward.
Was saying, I think the situation is different in Saint Lucia in that the numbers are much less. So it's a different situation in terms of movement. In regard to that, Chris, what do you think?
Yes, the difference is big because Saint Lucia is smaller. You have less movement than we have here.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
No, but let me just add to it. Sorry about that. I think you said the number is a lot less, but if you look at the comparison to the ratio of the population we have, it's still alarming. I mean,
I agree with that.
Yes. If you compare the 184 we have in the population, that is still alarming if you look at it. Why do you think Saint Lucia is rated as one of the top countries in the world for alcohol problems? It's because of the ratio you take into the population. You don't actually take the actual numbers.
Yeah.
So still alarming. I mean, and I'm sure like not wearing mask is prevalent everywhere. Just in Switzerland, America, UK, there are people out there who don't believe in it. I mean, that day I had two guests, I had to send them away because one of the protocols in my restaurant is to wash hands, not just use the hand sanitizer because we have a hand wash sink. They're from Norway. They refuse to do it. So I just told them, I'm sorry. And they say, oh, we're going to go somewhere else, take our business. I say, you're more than welcome. I mean, it is one thing to believe in what you believe in. You don't want to believe in masks, that's fine. But don't enforce it on others. And that's when the problem happens. People get selfish. Saint Lucia, we have a problem because end of the day, if you see the spread is in every zone of the country. If tomorrow they do 2,000 tests, I can guarantee you there will be so many positive cases. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not like we are less numbers. We have to keep them less. I think that's the big challenge we all have. And it's not just the mask. I was talking to health inspectors today, Orlando, for example. I was just telling them, I mean, you know, we can do all the protocols in the world, but end of the day, if a guest comes and eats in the restaurant or do something, they will touch something, cutlery, edge of the table, edge of the chair. We can sanitize. We cannot possibly sanitize every millimeter square of that area. We can still get COVID. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong there.
Yeah.
And what you said about the people, I have the same problem sometimes in the shop. In Switzerland, the mask is an obligation. Okay. They're coming in, no mask. We tell them, please put the mask on. Ah, no, I don't want. It's not your problem. We have the same problem here. It's everywhere the same problem. People will not accept some. But what you said about the people touch everything. We cannot sanitize each square part of the.
Yeah, but one of the things that concern me is like I think especially in a small island. You know, like I was speaking to my friend in Bermuda, and one of the biggest points he made actually is a protocol and testing before the guest comes in. Yeah. You know, you look at Saint Lucia. We had no cases up until October, or okay, not registered at least. And the fact is actually, I mean, let's say not registered, but the fact is actually our protocol and testing in Bermuda, they have to turn up in Bermuda with a test. And then they have to do another test, and they can't go nowhere for 24 hours. Yeah. And then after that test is done 24 hours, they're allowed to go out. But then again, they test again in 4 days later. Okay. And so there is a constant reminder. And they have a key, which is very clever. They have a key that if you go out your house beyond 24 hours, you get locked out of your room. So they know you've been out, which is very clever. But I think the point is, even in a small island, we find ourselves in a situation, and I really wanted Christian's opinion, because you're in a first world country, and while you as an individual, I know very well, somehow managed to attract COVID, even with all the things in place. What do we have in a small place like this then, without those people not doing the correct things?
Yeah, you're right.
But I think that the sad part of the COVID is there's no solution now. That's sad. But it's what I think is sometimes the reality. We have no solution now. I don't know if a vaccination will be okay. It's just hard to
Christian,
say.
Like vaccination, but you can't force people to take vaccination. There are so many thoughts of people now. They say they don't want to take vaccination.
Yeah.
So you will still have people with COVID walking around among the people who have taken vaccination to think they are okay. I think personally, what I think is we have to learn to live with this damn thing. We have to learn coexist with it, make adjustments. And to be very, very brutally honest, some of us cannot survive this, not physically or healthy-wise. I'm talking about business-wise, professionally. We just have to accept it. So it will be less depressing when it really happens. We have to mentally ready for it.
We had the same discussion with a part of with a friend here in Switzerland. The most people who died about COVID, they are more than 80 years old.
Exactly.
And now, what I'm looking, and my brother-in-law, he's working as a prosecutor. He said the problem that we have now, we have people, they've lost the job, they lost the business, they lost money. We have much more suicide.
Sad.
Yeah. Sad. At the end, and it's hard to say that like that, what is better? Maybe we have to learn to live with COVID. It's a reality now.
Yeah.
But if we are looking, the people that are in the hospital, they're usually the old people. Yes, I'm 48 years old. I had COVID. I had problem with that. But when now I'm going better, and I can imagine.
All right, stay away from me. You just coughed.
You just coughed it. I'm putting my mask on, yeah? I'm putting my mask on.
No, well, honestly speaking, Christian, I wish you luck. I mean, I wish you luck health-wise, and I wish your business flourishes, and all of our business flourishes too.
I wish,
I mean,
I
I'm
wish
glad
to the same.
at least your government gave you assistance within 24 hours. You know, that's one of the bigger challenges we have in this country, to survive on our own.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and only way we can do is, you know, assisting each other, helping each other, talking to each other.
That's
And
right.
well, I wish you luck. I'm gonna actually sign off. I have something else to do right now.
No problem. We finished at 4 o'clock anyway, but I appreciate you coming and join us, Adel. I think the idea was really for us to educate each other on what's going the process.
Absolutely.
Each few weeks I'll be doing these Zoom calls with different individuals on different areas, and this is the first one of many, because I think there's a missing link there. We're missing out on serious conversation.
Absolutely. No, this is good. This is very good.
Yeah.
All right. Best of luck, everyone. Have a good evening.
Yeah. Take care, Christian. Take care, Adel.
What I would say, just Orlando. Yeah. Maybe if some of your friends will ask me or will call me, please give them my number, and I can make a WhatsApp call, a video call with them, and explain personally what's happened.
Well, what we're going to do, actually, we're going to post, my friend, where's she? Faith. We can post this on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Faith?
Yes. Not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to post this on my Facebook, because I think if we can finish in a while, but the message you want to give to people, I would love to hear your message that we can share with persons on ways to go forward, because I think you're right. You know, it's we need to share, and our industry. Yes, we need to share information, and we also need to understand that no matter how many steps we take, this is an invisible criminal, and so just be prepared for it.
Yeah. But what's important, we don't have to be afraid about it, because it's not the solution. We have to live with them.
Yeah, well, I call it invisible criminal, but she might call it otherwise. But you're right. We have to live with it. But someone said to me, well, you have to live with it. And go, we have to die with it.
Yeah, but
so there is no eradication of it overnight. Yeah. So there is definitely a process of coexisting, and enforcing our governments to do better in when people come into the islands, because while we are here on an island, we're an island, and we never added so rapidly, and we have allowed persons to come in back door, front door, whatever door, but they came in, and now we are all feeling the effects of negligence, you know.
Yes, Christian. Go ahead, Orlando.
No, that's what I was saying. Go ahead. Sorry, go on, my God.
Okay, Christian, I have a question.
Yes.
So you've been through this, and you've come out of it. You've managed to contain the situation in terms of your staff, but how do you do so on a daily basis in terms of ensuring that everyone remains safe? Is it that there's a vaccine that is administered to restaurant persons, or is it just a personal situation where people have to be mindful working within the industry? So how have you all managed to keep things under wrap?
Yeah, I think the most important part is that people they know what's happened, and they take care by themselves.
Right. Okay. So it's a personal.
It's really the responsibility of each person. Take care by yourself. Be safe, and just use the basic hygienic rules. Wash the hands, and just maybe when people do the first part of washing hands, use disinfection products. That help a lot, but there's not other solution now for me.
Okay, so there's no particular advice you would give? I mean, coming out of it, is there anything in particular that
you do different? Anything you do differently?
Yes.
What I do? Take care. Don't be a lot of people together. And if you have contact with a person, or maybe if you have symptoms, tell to your friends which you had contact. Take care. Don't go with other people. Make a quarantine, or maybe some days in isolation.
Okay, so the contact tracing is very important.
Yeah, the contact tracing is it's one of the most important part. The contact tracing.
Okay.
Interesting. Interesting. Do you do contact tracing of your guests, of your clients when they come into the shop?
No, because the clients come not in for a long time. They come in, go out. But what you had to, for example, what you had to do by the barber shop, they have the contact tracing. They have the name list. This client was here at this time, at that time.
Yes, because of the duration of time they spend.
Yes. We say now it's 15 minutes closer to 1 meter. Is one of the rules of the contact tracing.
1 meter, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
15 minutes closer to 1 meter. So maybe when you're in the hairdresser, you have more than 15 minutes. But in my business, we don't have the 15 minutes. It's maybe 1-2 minutes what the client is inside.
Okay. Okay.
But in the restaurants, they're sitting there 1 hour. And in Switzerland, in the restaurants, they have the client's list with the table number, everything. We have to give the list with the phone number.
That's right.
And this is maybe one of the part. The contact tracing is what can help to stop infections chain. Because
absolutely.
Please stay at home.
Do you have to report do you have to present your contact list to authorities once a week or once a month? Is it something you think could help? Because I think the idea, I present that to a case and people say, oh, no. But I think maybe the data of, like say, for instance, if I run my restaurant and when I'm open and everybody comes to my restaurant, and what I would then do, I would keep my data of who came to my restaurant and then somehow pass my data to to another bigger board so they can keep a data of people who are coming and going.
Yeah.
So we can track people around, because at the moment, until we get an outbreak, we don't know who's going to come from. You know, we don't know who's coming from left. So if they can then say, okay, you know what, on this day, Orlando's at 20 guests, 20 persons, we're able to identify that clutter and that week. You know what I mean? As an idea, because at the moment right now, we keep
the list. They have it. The list, the daily list, they have it 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks in the safe park.
In the safe park, yeah. I mean, I think it's a good idea. I think even if, you know, I spoke to somebody, they said, well, we don't want more work to do. But the point about more work is to identify if there's persons who come to our business and and if anything was to happen, we're able to find that person straight away. We're able to contact that person straight away, you know. And I think this is the biggest. I mean, even in Saint Lucia right now, we do not know where the trace is, because the way, if you look at the list that we've been having in the last 5-6 days, it's come from all around. It's like a splash around Saint Lucia. There's no specific one area. Yes, there is a certain area, like maybe Gros Islet as a more than numbers, but I would say Gros Islet because of the more the hotel features of the in my opinion. But I think it's important that if we at least can track who's come to our businesses, I mean, it would be a good idea. Okay. Well, I think this has been very informative. I would leave it to you. Anybody else who wants to say a few words before we Mr. Edwards, do you have anything to say before you depart? You're a young chef on a mission.
That is very true. I actually do have one more comment or question. Depends on how you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Saint Lucia is very small. Our population is under 200,000 people. The concentrations of the COVID virus, they kind of in the north, Gros Islet and Castries. At first, I thought that was because of the hotel sector, but now I have the belief that it's because of the level of the economy. You have a lot more interactions in these two places, so you probably would get a higher spread rate in these places. My issue is the fact that we don't know these people. We have 200,000 people, or under 200,000 people on island. We have close to 200 people who have had the virus. And to be honest with you, I am not of the belief that the names of these people should be private property, or to me, the amount of damage that can happen if we knew these people and they were on some kind of, not a wanted list, that's making it too dark, but at least we know these people and we know who they might be interacting with. So we keep whatever spread that happening contained, because we actually keeping ourselves away from that niche. And I just wonder if there's anybody who is of that opinion that the names of the people should somehow be publicized.
Well, can I say something in that regard?
Please do.
Yeah.
Yes, I disagree. Why? Because we have to respect the right of human beings. I mean, yes, it's a pandemic, but ultimately it's people. So, I mean, while I understand the concerns, I mean, the concerns are actually applicable to everybody, but at the same time, we have to respect people's individuality. I mean, some persons would be, how should I say, discriminated against because of the publicizing of their name. So I think it's taking it to an extreme level if that is to be done. What I think there are other things that can be done. In terms of identification of safe, inverted commas, persons, Orlando has had a few suggestions in regard to armbands. I think that's a non-intrusive form of IDing people in terms of person safety, especially within markets such as the culinary field, hospitality. To me, that's a moderate and balanced approach to, creating an environment of security within people in general. That's my opinion.
I appreciate your opinion. I've heard that quite a few times being thrown back at me. And if I were to contract the virus for some unforeseen circumstance, because actually I'm self-isolating for about 2 months now, I only leave the house to probably travel 1 mile and back and usually be on foot. If I contract that virus, I would have no issues letting people know that please stay away. I could have the virus. I have the virus. Keep your people safe. My family would just be sealed up in a little zone until we get tested and we now know that we don't have the virus. And even after that, you still don't know what will be the symptoms of post-COVID. So I have mixed feelings about that, to be honest with you. I do feel that COVID-19 is the worst thing to happen. There are some people who are sex offenders and we know who they are. So I just find that it's been downplayed a bit.
Yes, I definitely agree. And why I say so, because remember, everybody is not the same. Christian is forward, and he is, probably because of, his experience and probably the part of the world he is, it has some sort of, maybe, I'm just saying, maybe he's more open to discuss. But if you realize when the statistics are released here in Saint Lucia, what they do, they give the location and not the name, because we have a sort of, I don't even know what phrase to use to describe the sort of community, I don't want to use the word sipsio, but it's kind of like that in terms of, rather than persons understanding that it's a pandemic which can affect everybody, what persons may do is tend to say, probably stigmatize and say, oh, well, do you know this person has COVID? But that is not it, because anybody, absolutely anybody, probably if the animals were prone to getting COVID, it would be a case where they could get it as well. So basically, I think the whole approach toward COVID has to be changed in the Caribbean, because we have to create an environment where we actually value people and we recognize we all in the same position. There is no difference. Yes, and you can be in whatever field, it does not matter. So that concept, which is an illusion we have, we need to get rid of it. And that's the only way forward in terms of conquering the situation. So that's why I'm so happy Christian is, you know, has actually come, you know, put himself in a place where he's actually sharing his experience. And so he's actually saying to persons, hey, this is me. He is a reputable chef within his field. It doesn't take away from his skill, you know, and it is very, very great where he's at, because although he went through that, he actually is not a victim, because, and that is the thing, it's nothing to do, there's no correlation between COVID and victim. So he has gone through it. He's actually brought his staff through the process successfully and still managing the bakery. And the bakery is thriving. While we in the Caribbean are suffering, he is actually thriving. So that is the key.
Well, I wouldn't say suffering. I would say we have sunshine.
You know what I mean? When I say suffering, in terms of our current situation, in terms of our lockdown, not lockdown, but protocols being tightened to curb the further spread. So it's nice that we having, it's actually very, very timely and very significant to be speaking of Christian, to actually also give restaurateurs the inside knowledge as to how to contain the situations within their establishments, because I'm sure a lot of people have questions, but you know, we've not been in a place where we actually have a go-to person to actually share. And, you know, this is why it's so relevant what he's doing.
Yeah, I think so. And before I let Christian explain, I think in fairness to what you say there, you're absolutely right. It's not a discrimination. COVID is not discrimination. It takes it anybody. Clearly, I understand the young man's opinion, Edwards, because in a sense there is a way we need to figure out the way Saint Lucia is right now. In my opinion, the way they present it, it makes it sound like the whole community has COVID and just one individual from the, you know what I mean? And one of my biggest complaints is that the individual may have left from A and gone to B, and you register where it was, where he lives, I suppose where he was. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, for instance, if he probably got it in Gros Islet, but he lives in Soufrière. So now you say it's in Soufrière. Now you don't actually say he was from Gros Islet. You know what I'm saying? Just happened to live in Soufrière. But I think there is a conflict of personal people, conflict and presentation, and you're being exposed unless you choose to. But I applaud Christian for his willingness to share, because we must not make it stigmatized. You know, this morning I was reading on how seatbelts became 1968. You know, people were forced to wear seatbelts. It took them a long time to wear seatbelts, but it became a law. And you know, there's still some parts in the USA they don't even wear it sometimes. But in reality, it took a long time, a lot of pushing to get everybody to wear a seatbelt. And I think the same way the mass is going to be. The mass is going to take a while before everybody gets on board. Unfortunately, it took a lot of people getting killed in a car crash before people say, you know what, mandate it, you know what I mean? And so I think we need to be mindful, the wear the mask, the social distancing, all these things has to be consistent. We cannot be inconsistent. And I think, unfortunately, in Saint Lucia, we are still very much Caribbean. No problem. I'm okay. I'm okay, Jack, until you get it. And again, what is happening in Saint Lucia, we're quite fortunate. The cases here have been very mild up until such date. You know, we got a couple of deaths, but they're mild. People recover. The region generally recovers. You know what I mean? People get it, they go through the process, and they recover. So there's almost a bit of a lapse-a-daisy. Not that we want to get a pandemic to put us in check, but I really think, as I pointed out yesterday, the Caribbean needs a better exposure. You know, where you there in Bobino, have you seen a sign saying wear a mask in Bobino? I mean, is there a sign in Anse-le-Ray saying wear a mask? Is there a sign, is there a big sign, billboard sign in Gros Islet saying wear a mask? Is there there's nothing to say social distance, you know. So I think it is critically important that we understand the marketing, not much of marketing, the branding and the awareness of wearing a mask as is critically important. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? Hello, Ross, how you doing? Just so Ross is coming on board there. So Christian, do you have an opinion on that before we wrap up? Do you have an opinion on that situation?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I agree. What's also important that we personally, I had now in my staff two persons that had COVID too. After a few days, they're coming back, and this is not. We have to respect the person, not to do discrimination. It's also important for the feeling of the person. If they have discrimination about COVID, it will be just worse situation. It's not so the respect of the people and the no discrimination is also important as the protection by yourself.
Yeah, that's it, Jillian. Before you go, Ross, do you want to add any comments? Ask Christian any questions? Or would you like to, Mr. Ross from Cat Maison? Hey, Ross.
Hi, just joining.
Yeah, no, just joined. This is, you know, Christian from, he used to be at Arbor Club, the pastry chef.
Oh, yeah.
So we had Christian came through COVID in Switzerland there. So today we had a conversation there, and he was sharing his experiences of dealing with COVID and the industry in Switzerland, you know. Oh. So that was the reason for the meeting. It was really about trying to understand the process of dealing with COVID and the ways that we can improve our protocols and the standards, you know.
You're still alive, Christian, which is great.
Yeah, and coming through the food industry as well. So I don't know if you had any appropriate questions that you want to ask him before you finish it up, because again, it's really important for us to get this message across, though. You know, what could affect us and the signs, you know, Christian, you didn't tell me the signs. What did you see? What was your first reaction to COVID? What did you know that you kind of, oh my goodness, I'm not feeling well? I mean, we all cough.
The first reaction, take distance of everybody. So if I was not sure I have COVID, so the first, be safe, and I had distance to everybody. Never, nobody was close to me, and I took the mask on 24 hours, and it was my first reaction. Mm-hmm. Take the safety distance to each other, and after 2 days I stopped working because I feel really not good.
Yeah, Christian, what he's asking is exactly how did you feel? How did you know?
How did you know?
How did you know?
It was just a small cough. They're starting on the SOB. And because we know the SOB signs, they give you information about COVID. You lose the smell, you lose the taste, the cough, fever. That's one of the signs. Maybe you have COVID. So I had the cough. I said, okay, take care. I was not sure. And from that moment, I said, I had the social distancing to everybody.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, go ahead. Does Ross want to say something?
I was just saying, how long did the discomfort last? How long were you feeling under the weather?
How long? Mm-hmm. I was 10 days, but because I feel really bad, it was 3 weeks now that I was out of the business.
Wow. Okay. Wow. That's really, you know, and was your joints hurt, your body hurt? What was the feeling? Like was it like your limbs, the breathing? Was there anything?
But the breathing, because my problem was the lung. Mm-hmm. So the breathing was the big problem, and I had a fever, really high fever. Mm-hmm. And the oxygen saturation was down.
Wow. Okay.
So Christian, I have a question. Does your sense of hair smell does it return? Is it restored?
Not
No,
full.
I mean on a long-term basis, because you already said you still have that issue, but is it, I'm just curious to find out, is it ever restored, or does it take time, or is it a permanent situation?
Take time. Some taste I can feel and discover now, but it's not like before.
Okay.
We say maybe one or 2 months. We need that we have the taste and the smell back.
Do you think you can get COVID again? Well, I mean, you don't know, but I'm just asking. Max, what do you think?
I hope I will never have it again.
No, I asked the question because
it's an interesting question, you know, Orlando, because that's a question we've not really asked, but I'm sure persons have actually asked themselves. It's interesting to know whether it is possible
to get it again, because
that's what the doctor said me. Now I had COVID, so I have a immunity for about 90 days, 100 days.
Okay. That's
beyond that. Again. Okay, that's interesting.
So it's what the science find out now. When you had COVID, you are protected during 3 months.
Well, okay, you got a harm around you. But so are you? Do you have a calendar in your diary to know near the 3 months? You go, okay, I need to start taking more precaution.
Yeah, in 3 months I will take more precaution.
Yeah,
but in 3 months, we are close to spring. The weather will be better. We are outside, so we have less risk.
So, Christian, are you saying that the more you stay indoors, it makes you more susceptible?
Yes. Okay. Staying indoors. So we saw it in Switzerland during the summer. Everybody's outside. We had not so much infection, and after October, the weather is cold. The darkness is earlier here, so people stay inside, and the infection goes up.
Numbers surge.
Yeah. Okay. And if you are looking the graphics, it's really that during the summer it was down because people are outside, they have more air, and after from the beginning of the October, weather is not so warm, so people stay inside, and we have much more infection when people are staying inside. So what's helped is to be outside, to have distance to each other.
Mm-hmm. Christian, did you have to go into quarantine, or did you home quarantine?
I did home quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that work out for you with your family?
The quarantine?
Yes.
Yes, I did with my girlfriend because she had the COVID too. So we did
COVID moment.
We did a COVID quarantine together.
Yeah, you know, it's I really appreciate this Zoom call. I've had many Zooms in the last few weeks, but for me, I think this is the most interesting one because I don't think we've ever spoken to anybody who's actually dealt with COVID to understand what the process is, what you're feeling, you know what I'm saying, and what's the methods. And you know, I think that's where I was kind of keen to have more persons on board so we can deal with it, because I think there is a kind of a bit of a, while we're financially suffering, when we're losing sight of the big picture, that the big picture, it's COVID against the world, you know what I mean? So we have to all help ourselves, you know? And I think we need to also take better precautions. So this is one of the things that I was very keen. I mean, and like I said, you did everything right. You did everything appropriately right, but yet you still managed to get it, which is the point I was making. You see? Which is pretty, yeah. So this is pretty sad. But anyway, I think we should allow you to you know, get off right now. But if there's any questions before we leave, I mean, I think it's important that we take notes, and we'll put this on Facebook, because I think our industry, and generally we need to get people to know, but our industry, food industry, need to face the reality of what we're going through, and this COVID doesn't have any biasness. It's just
respect
COVID.
of persons. It's no respect of persons.
Yes, you know, I think that's critically important. And then may I ask you a question? How is Switzerland doing now? How is Switzerland doing in terms of business-wise? Where you are? How is the business?
It's calm. It's slow. It's down. We hope that the restaurant can open during December, so we can save the Christmas business.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I really hope that we can open some restaurants so we can save a part of the Christmas business.
Yes. Are you in your second wave in Switzerland? Is it the second wave, you think? You think the second wave?
Yeah, now we have the second wave.
Yeah. It's more intense than the first, or you think?
Much more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Christian, I have one question for you as we wind down. In terms of business people, as a business person yourself, and you obviously manage your bakery, what would you advise business people in terms of your journey and looking into the future, into 2021? What would you say amid everything that's happened and is happening with COVID?
If I'm honest, I don't know what's happened in 2021. It's always, I'm saying when I'm a baker, I'm an optimist person because I'm baking every night and I don't know if I sell my bread. So it will be a little bit my way of life in 2021, be optimist. And on this time, I don't know what's happening. I hope we will have a better situation in 2020, but
2021.
Yeah, but I hope we will have a better situation. But in my own opinion, I'm an optimist, and so I hope we get I will not go bankrupt.
Well, probably that's the reason you've been doing well.
Yeah, but you know, it's really I'm a positive guy, so I hope I will find solution if I have to. But the one part was important for me, that I have enough job for all my staff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to fire some people. That's what I want.
Yes.
So the key is optimism.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, it's optimism and maybe find solution, be innovative. Is what we did in the bakery. We changed some products. We find some solution.
What works?
Yes, you have to be active.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you as my very first chef talk. I appreciate your time. Mm-hmm. I realize it's now, what time is it? It's now in the night, 9 o'clock?
No, it's 9:30 here.
Ah, well,
it's dark outside.
Well, yeah. I thank you for your time. Anybody else? Anything last thing to say, Ross? Anybody else before we lock off?
Christian,
anybody else?
Is the government where you are? They offering any assistance to businesses?
Yes, they offer the possibility to have credits, but we have to give this money back. Mm-hmm. So we have this opportunity, and we have this solution, but it's a solution that maybe we lost money during the first wave, so we have to work and give the money back during the 5 or 8 next years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, you were tell Ross about how quick they turned around the money for you guys. They turned around very quick, right? When they offer you the money.
Yes, we had it in 24 hours.
Wow. That's a record.
That 24 hours that they were able to get a loan and given in 24 hours. And how long do you have to pay back?
5 years for us.
Yeah. Interest free?
No.
You pay interest?
No.
Oh, there you go.
He didn't understand. Yeah, it's interest free. He did say so.
Interest free, yes.
And what was the amount? What was the amount you said?
I had 100,000. If I do the translation, 100,000 US.
Okay.
Wow. 24 hours. Okay. I think Ross. I think we're in the wrong place, right?
Yeah, but you have the sunshine every day.
Yeah. Apart from the rain for the last month.
No.
Anyway, anything else I think I have to say? My friends at Saint Lucia News Online. Any comments there? Anybody else there before we say goodbye to my friend?
My question was, since there is a second wave right now, is the death rate higher now or is it lower?
Is it higher?
Yeah.
The second wave is higher than the first.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. Huh? That's but I suspect that that's due to the coldness, right? That's due to the cold as well. You think? Would you think because people are more indoors, that's gonna affect the second wave?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And of course you're also comparing flu and COVID in the same conversation, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people don't realize the flu is in season right now, and the COVID is in maximum season. So there is definitely maybe a connection there, which a lot of people not taking into account. You know, I think maybe. I'm saying. Okay.
Okay.
Piton Travels. Anything now from you guys? Piton Travel. What's Piton Travel there?
Yeah.
No. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. Go on.
I would just say thank you that I had the opportunity to explain what's happened. And it was also the right time that we did it this week, but last week I couldn't speak like that.
Wow.
I was really down. So
is it that are you saying it takes some time to actually mentally recover from the situation? When you said you were down, is it?
No, it was my body was down. I couldn't speak like that.
Oh, your body.
Yes, I had no. I was really down. So now I have energy. I can speak. I'm on the good way. But last week I couldn't do a 1 hour Zoom interview. It was not possible. I hadn't enough force for that.
Right. Oh. So how long ago was it that you were actually down in terms of the COVID? When exactly did it happen? That's what I'm asking.
So I had I was really down. I had no energy. And it's maybe close to 4 weeks now. Since I had the first symptoms to now it's 4 weeks.
Okay, so it's fairly recent, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate your time, my friend, and I tell your wife, your girlfriend, I thank you for your time, because we know behind every chef there's a lady looking behind you.
Yes.
So we appreciate that you taking time out your evening, and thank you so much for sharing with us your experiences, because I think we need to hear that. I will post it on Facebook and in my groups, and let's keep in touch, my friend, and be well, huh? Be safe and be well.
And be safe also. Be safe. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you for joining us on this our Zoom first Zoom call. It's about communication with people in the industry on different sections. Our next one will be 2 weeks' time, and we look forward to sharing with you. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
Thank you so much, Christian. Thanks everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.